Students, Logan Phillips here. In this video, we'll be talking about your Microsoft Excel guided project for your first module. Now, this is for the Simnet environment. I'll be using Microsoft Excel of the 2021 or 365 version. We'll go over that in the video. This is a step-by-step walkthrough. At the end of the video, you will submit your finalized project to the Simnet environment for grading. Any issues or problems you have with it after that point, just download it back again, change the issues, and re-upload. You do have multiple attempts. So let's go ahead and get into it, and we will cover your Microsoft Excel guided project 1-2 for the Simnet environment. Everybody, Logan Phillips here, Professor P. All right, this video we're going to talk about Microsoft Excel, specifically Microsoft Excel in the Simnet environment. We're going to be dealing with the guided project Microsoft Excel for guided project 1-3. Now, I will be working in the Microsoft 2021 365 environment. Your version of Word or Excel might be different than mine, but for me, this class in this video, the software suite that I have access to is the Office 2021. Of course, let's go ahead and double verify that. So to verify what version of Office you have, you can come back here to File, Account, and then from Account, you can check your account. Okay, looks like I am running off a 365 Enterprise. Not a big deal. It will be pretty much the exact same thing. So here you can see I am running versions 2407, build 17830.2038. The reason this is important is because there is a variety of different builds in the Microsoft environment. Just because I am using this one, you might be using the cloud-based Excel, which has less features. You might be using the Enterprise, the Pro, the Education. You might be using an older version, either 2019, 2017, or so forth. So my instructions for this video is for Excel version 2407 build 17830. All right, let's jump out of that. When you first download the 1-3 guided project, you will be given a blank sheet. There is nothing in it. Every single worksheet in the Microsoft set or the Simnet environment is digitally signed to the person downloading it. So once you download it from your screen, it should say guided project 1-3 and then like your name. When you re-upload this, it is digitally signature. So if you upload somebody else's, it will count it as a false and as plagiarism. Just a quick overview of Microsoft Excel. It's pretty self-explanatory. Up the top, we have a ribbon. The home screen is the most important one that we'll be utilizing. At the very end of this video, you are going to produce a handout that looks similar to this. It's a wherever accessories, current footwear stock. You're going to have things like the current inventory value at the bottom, and probably going to be sorting some lines and cells and whatnot. Let's get rid of that. On the left-hand side of my screen, you should see that we have the guided project instructions and then the Microsoft Excel. I am on a very large screen, so I can do this. If you have split screens, you can do it the different ways. If you're using a Microsoft or a Macintosh computer, you can switch the instructions to Mac, and it will update to your Mac formulas. I am only using PC. I only have access to a PC and this Excel build, so that's what we'll be utilizing. There are some resource files that you need to download. Let's go see. The name of that resource file is the wherever-01 XLSX. And so we have some basic data that we're going to be importing into our Microsoft Excel sheet, sorting, organizing, filtering it, and that kind of fun stuff. So those are the three pieces you're going to be utilizing. Instructions, a blank workbook downloaded from Simnet, and your data import. Our skills covered in this are pretty straightforward. We're going to create and save a new workbook. We're going to change, zoom, and unfreeze panes. We're going to copy a sheet from one workbook to another. We're going to rename and color the sheet tab, format labels and values. We're going to use the fill handle to copy a formula to fill a series. We're going to change the alignment and the font size. We are going to merge some cells, adjust column width and row height, set indent and apply borders, use page layout and insert footer, and then, of course, ending with setting a print area. So basically, we're going to create a handout that you can give to a higher up. Say if you get an inventory or sales or whatever you're doing. At the end of this video, that's a real world application for it. So we've opened it up. We've done step one. We are on cell A1 at the very beginning. You can see here it's labeled. So let's go ahead and open up the workbook wherever-01. We have done that as well. It should look something of this nature. All right, we're going to zoom out to 100%. You can see here in the bottom right-hand corner, I am at 100%. We are going to freeze panes. To choose unfreeze, you can do this. You can do it, not do it. It's just teaching you how to freeze the panes and how to unfreeze the panes. I'm going to choose not to do it. I just want to create the data, get through this as quick as possible. We'll switch Windows button. These are all down here. You can go from page layout view to website view to data view. I stay here in the normal view on almost everything I ever do. We got both of them open, so we are good on that. All right, step 4, we're going to copy a worksheet to another workbook. We're going to right-click on the Sheet 1 tab in Wherever. So let's go ahead and move this over here. All right, we're going to do this from the bottom side. We're going to Sheet 1 tab here in the Wherever download. We're going to right-click, and we are going to move or copy. And then we are going to move it over to the other document. So I'm going to go to Book. The other book we have open is the 1-3 XLSX. And we're just going to go ahead and create a copy. Now we can close the Wherever document for the most part. We're going to minimize it. See Wherever at the top. So I'm just going to pull that off my screen. I now have this here. Now I did sort of backwards. I copied 2 instead of moving it over to Sheet 1. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete Sheet 1. And now we have Sheet 1. That's 2. And I'm going to change that name back to Sheet 1. I know that in this document that we are going to rename the sheet, but this is just so everything looks the same for you guys. All right. Don't need to switch any of the Windows views. If you want to do that, you can do it here. If you want to freeze your stuff, you can do it up on the ribbon. All right. Next, we're going to rename and delete sheets. We're going to double click the Sheet 1-2 tab. We're going to type in inventory. So let's go ahead and name this inventory. You saw me delete the other tab by right-clicking it, clicking delete, and we got rid of that other one. Next, we're going to go to cell A4, so I can either come up here and type in A4 and jump straight to the cell, or I can scroll through with my mouse or my pointers on my keyboard to cell A4. We're going to type in WEA001 and hit enter. We're going to select cell A4 and double-click its fill handle. So now we're on A4 again. I used my arrow keys. I moved one up after I hit enter. So I typed in my information. I hit enter. I hit arrow up. Now I have a fill handle on the bottom right-hand side. So we're going to double-click it. And we got automatically filled numbers here. So it looks like we have 36 product IDs. Next, we're going to right-click on the column J. So we got here I is retail, J is reorder, and we're going to right-click it, and we're going to get rid of column J. So right-click, we can sometimes hide, we can sometimes, but we want to delete. Let's get rid of that. All right, next on step 7, we're going to use the fill handle to copy a formula. We're going to click on cell C or H4. So let's go ahead and jump straight to H4. Again, you can type it into the cell address input or jump with the mouse or keyboard. So we got in cell H4, we got a formula here of E4 times G4 equals H4, so 232.5. So we are coming here to the fill handle on the bottom right-hand side, and that's a little green box. And we're going to double-click it and autofill this down. Let's just make sure I am in the right place. Okay. It looks like we're now on to step 8. We're going to merge across and set word wrap. So we're going to select cells A1 through I2. So we're coming up here. I'm going to use my mouse. That's why you wanted to unfreeze panes. So you see here that I got cells 2 and 3 are frozen. Let's go ahead and unfreeze this crap. All right, on your ribbon, we're going to go to the View tab. We're going to go over to the Window selection, and we're going to go into the Freeze Panes, drop down, and Unfreeze Panes. So now we can scroll up and down a little bit easier. All right, from here, we are going to go into cell A1, and we're going to merge through I2. So I'm using my Shift button and my arrows. I've moved from A1 to I1. I'm going to drop down 1 to A1 through I2. We're going to merge and center these. This is going to merge on top of that current footwear stock. Just following the instructions. So let's go ahead, Home tab, and we're going to merge those. Here in the alignment group, we have a merge and center. And we're going to choose merge across, actually. We're going to go ahead, hit the down arrow, and we're going to merge center, but we're going to merge across. So now we have A1 through I1 is one cell, and A2 through I2 is one cell. Now we are on step 8D. We're going to select cell F3. So from here, F1, 2, 3, we have men's or whatever. Men's or women's. Okay. And we're going to click the expand formula bar at the top right edge of the formula bar. So let's come up here, and we're going to come down here to the right hand side, expand the formula bar. We can see here there's an enter men's or space enter women's with a line break there. So we're going to go ahead. It looks like we're going to delete that. So let's go ahead and wrap text. So with this selected, we're going to come up here and unwrap text. And let's go ahead and click that one more time. And now we have two lines. So what I did here, just following along with the instructions, we had a formula here that had a line break. So the men's or women's was in two lines. You can usually accomplish this by hitting Control and or Enter. Whoever made this data originally, it doesn't look very good. It doesn't display very well. So instead of doing it that way, we came up here and wrap text, which dropped it into two lines across the cell itself, expanding the cell up. So we made the cell height taller. And let's go ahead and collapse the formula bar to get that out of the way. Now we're on to step 9. We're going to change the alignment and format date. Alignment is just how the text is setting inside of a given cell. So either left aligned, middle aligned, center aligned, or aligned across the whole cell on an equal spacing. So here we're going to select cells A4 through C39. So A4 through C39. I'm going to hit Shift, left click, so I can do it all one very quick manner. If you have a very big data set, you don't want to use these type of things. You really want to use your keyboard, but for this small of one, using our mice is just fine. And we're going to increase the indent on this, which is the Home tab alignment group. So Home tab alignment group. And you see these pieces here with the little blue arrows. We have a decrease indent and an increase indent. So we're going to increase the indent. And then we're going to go to cells F4 through F39 and click on the center button. So same Home tab on the ribbon, alignment group in the ribbon, center is there. Next, we're going to select cells G4 through I39. So let's go through G4 and then scroll down through I39. Again, I'm using my mouse and my keyboard in unison, so Shift key and left mouse button. And from here, we're G4, we're going to click the number format. So cells can be formatted in a variety of different ways, especially when we're calculating information. If it's a number format, then the math in the program sees it as a number. If it's a text, it doesn't see it as a number. And so it formats things differently and interacts with your actual mathematical formulas and how you deal with things in the future. So like dates and times and all that kind of fun stuff. So here for G4 through I39, we're going to come up here to our Home tab number grouping. We're going to drop down the top list, and we're going to change this from a number format to a currency. So we got $46.50 valued at cannot see. It is a retail value of $90. Now these hash marks are actually there because it's saying the number is too big to be seen inside this individual column. We will have to fix this. And next, we're going to select cells A1 and A2. So that's our two merged cells before. And we're going to click the font size arrow, and we're going to choose a font size 20. So Home tab on the ribbon, font grouping. We're going to do the drop down where it says 11, and we're going to move it up to 20. We're going to select cells A3 through I3, so our headers of this table. And we're going to choose to set those as bold. So Home tab, font grouping, the big B. And we're going to click on the Format button and choose Row Height. So let's come up here to the Home tab, Cells Grouping, Format button, Row Height. And we're going to type in 35 instead of 45. There we go. So we shrunk it down a little bit so it's a little bit cleaner. We are now on to step 10. We're going to display and calculate the total inventory value. We're going to click on cell G40. So coming down here, we have cell G40. You can tell you're in cell G40, of course, by the name box. We're going to type in current inventory value at. Now, this is a key thing. Notice how I put an uppercase on the A. If you do that, Simnet will count it as off, even though the wording is the same. It wants it to be written exactly as it's shown in the red. So current inventory value at cost, right there. We hit enter. We are now on to cell G41, and we're going to click the cell G40 again. We're going to bold it, so Home tab, font grouping, bold. Then we are going to click on borders, all borders. So let's go here, Home tab, font grouping, borders. We're going to drop down the menu, and we're going to choose all borders. And we need to right align that as well, looks like. Let's go ahead and right align that. Oh, yeah, sorry, I made a mistake. I jumped from step 10 to step 11. So let's go back here to cell G40. We're going to come up here to borders, and we're going to get rid of all these borders. No borders. Now we are aligned right, so we fixed our error. We're going to go 10E. We're going to select cell H40, and we're going to do an auto sum here. So auto sum is pretty straightforward. This is a way to calculate everything that's above that's a number value. You can find this on your Home tab, inside your editing group, in the Sigma button. So just hit Sigma, and all of a sudden hit enter. You have an auto summed number here. And again, you can't see it because the cell column is too thin to show all the numbers. Next, we're going to fix that by going on to the cell or the column H. We're going to double click it and auto fit. Or so let's go cell H, click on it. We're going to come up here to format. We're going to go to auto fit column width. So you can see here my auto sum gave me a value of 3,625. Now we're on to step 11. We're going to add borders, and we're going to set some row heights. So rows run left to right, columns run top to bottom. Think about like the Roman Colosseum. The columns hold up the Colosseum, and you row the river from left to right. You never row straight up into the sky. All right, so cells A3 through I40. So let's go A3 through I40. All right. We're going to click on the borders drop down. So Home tab, font grouping, borders box. We're going to choose all borders. Then we're going to select cells A4 through I40. A4 through I40. All right. And we're going to click on the Format button, Home tab. So let's go Home tab, editing our cells grouping, Format. And we're going to do row height. And we're going to set a row height of how tall? 20. And hit OK. Now all of our rows are equal height. Our value column is width wide enough so we don't see our hash marks, and we have formulas here everywhere. All right. Now they're asking us to hit Control Home. This is going to take you back to A1. All right. That was step 11. So let's move on to step 12. So we only got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps left. So step 12, we're going to use a page layout view to insert a footer. The footer is at the bottom of the document when it's printed. So let's go down here to the right-hand side. We're going to go to page layout. You can see here that my table is over, excuse me, over 2 tables or 2 pages. That's not good. No one wants to read it that way. So we're going to modify this so it's on 1 page, and we're going to add a footer at the bottom. So with page layout, we're going to go into the status bar. We're going to click on the center header section, the header and footer tabs. So we're going to go page layout. We're going to go to, and here comes my puppy to pester. All right. Let's see, where was I at? Page layout. What was I doing? Click the page layout view button. I click on the center header section. There we go. So we've done that. We put it in the page. That's why I've messed up. Okay. We're going to go to the footer. Click on our footer. And let's go to our header footer tab. So up here at the top, a new section is opened up, header and footer. And here in our footer, we are going to add some information. We're going to add in our file name. So let's go here and find our file name. There we go. All right, we're going to switch to normal view. So let's go back over here, bottom right-hand corner, back to normal view. Everything catch back up. And they want us to hit Control H again. So Control Home. And it looks like we're done with number 11. On Bobby, come on, man. On number 12, we're going to click on the page layout view in the status bar. We're going to click the header and section. We did that. We're on step 13. We're going to change the page setup option. So notice how it was printing on 2 pages. We're going to change that. We're going to go to our backstage view by going to click on File. We're going to choose to print. This is going to give us some layout options. Right now we're on 4 different pages. We're going to fix this. On worksheets, pages, we're going to click on the no scaling. So let's go down here to no scaling. And we're going to fit to sheet to 1 page. So now we have everything printed on a singular page. Let's go back to our worksheet by hitting our backstage button again. And we're going to set a print area. We're going to select cells A3 through F11. Shift and left click. We're going to go page layout. We're going to set print area, which is in your page layout tab, ribbon, page setup, print area, down arrow, and set print area. Next, we're going to check this. We're going to go File, Print. You can see here that it is still on 1 page. Make sure it's in no scaling. Okay. Let's go back out to the page stop, unselect, Control Home. All right, and that is it. So what we should have here now, if we've done this correctly, and I'm going to scroll out to 100% again so that you guys can see this. Should match up pretty much exactly with the wherever. So we have both of them seem to be pretty much the same. Okay. All right, from here, all we gotta do is save it and then upload it, and you have completed the guided project 1-2. All right, if there's any problems, questions, or comments, let me know, and I'll gladly walk you through them. Otherwise, just take this document, save it to your desktop, make sure it's the correct version, upload it to your Simnet environment for grading. It'll tell you anything you did incorrectly, and then we'll spit out grade, and you have 3 champs on my class to accomplish whatever the highest level one is. So if there is an error, fix it, go from there, and re-upload. You don't have to start from scratch. All right, if you need me, let me know. Otherwise, have a very fruitful day. Bye, guys.